to SnowRunner. As you can see, our garage is empty. All of the vehicles are out on other missions. And we are now at Smithville Dam. So let's take a look and see what we got going on. The International is over here. Okay, it is going to unblock this road so that we can get down to this watchtower down here. I have the fixer-upper here, along with the Fleet Star, and Chevy should be down there also. At least it was when I left it. Yes. Okay, Chevy's down there. And we are going to tow back the Western Star. I also have the other Chevy over here. It's kind of pointing away, and I'm going to try a different route up through here instead of going through these rocks. I've heard others say that you can go straight up through here, and it looks like it's possible. I brought the other Chevy over to take a look at that, and if I can, it'll save me some time, and I can get the Western Star up there faster. So then this Chevy and that Chevy are going to be doing some scouting over here. We're going to open up this watchtower, and then I'm going to slip down here, come around, open up this watchtower, and then try to get to this watchtower before I run out of gas. So we'll see what we can do. But first, we're going with the Paystar. And I have already come over here, and we've got a bunch of rocks over here, and vehicle service parts, what's required, and you can get those right here at the service hub. Just a really quick little drive down here. So let's go ahead and unblock this road. So I'm going to accept it, start tracking it, and unblock it. Alright, so the road's unblocked, and before I take this truck back, there is something else I want to do over here. And I gotta say, I put the double tires in the back instead of the singles, and this truck does a good bit better. It will get better once I start finding some of the upgrades. But with the double tires in the back, it's a lot more stable, and it seems to be able to go through the mud a little bit better than the singles. So I've got to watch out here, because this is a tippy place, and there is a big old tree right there. So right up here around the bend is something I want to pick up while I'm over this way. And we should see it here in just a moment. And there it is. So this is one of the vehicles that you can find on this map. And all you have to do is change trucks and then recover it. And it is now in our garage, and we can use that vehicle. So I'm going to go back to the Paystar here and recover it. So I figured what I'll do, it's a free truck. I already have 2 pickups, so I have enough money to go ahead and set this up the way that I want it. And then I'll just leave 1 truck on this map, take 1 over to the Island Lake to help out over there, and then take the other one to Drummond Island to help over there. And we're not going to do that right now, because right now I have to pick up something else. So in the last episode, I brought down supplies and I fixed the truck up almost completely. So I made another run down here with the maintenance trailer, or with the maintenance bed that you can get on here, and fixed it up totally. It's full of gas. And then I came down here with the flatbed because I can see better with it on there. And I wanted a little bit of weight on these back tires. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get this thing out of here and get it to the garage. Once we get it to the garage, it belongs to us. And we can start upgrading it when we find the upgrades and fixing it up. So with it fixed up now, not only will it roll better, but it will also help pull itself through the mud. So I'm not pulling dead weight. Now I normally go through here, but I was watching earlier today, I was watching one of the YouTubers I've been watching for this game, and his gamer tag is squirrel. So if you get it, it's spelled just like a regular squirrel would be. So if you get a chance to take a look at them doing it, because him and two other guys are doing co-op, and they actually drove through here instead of going through the mud. And I never thought of driving through here. I don't know why. I just never really looked over here. So that makes it much easier to pull this truck through. And I want to make sure I don't get hung up on that sign. Better watch where the heck I'm going. Also help if I put it in low and engage the differential. So normally I would go around and go through those rocks. And you can see the rocks over there. It's kind of a tight squeeze. And I think it was straight up through here. And I don't want to go straight there. I want to cut over this way. Right over where the scout is, and you can see my other scout there. And hopefully this truck will make it through here without hitting a tree. And I can either shoot through that gap or I can shoot through this gap over here. So I have to take some trees down with me, but I'm sure more will be planted. And the rest is cake. So as I said, there's several ways to get vehicles in this game. First, like the truck, you can just go up to it, unlock it, jump in it, and recover it back to the garage. Or with that truck, I could have drove it back to the garage. That's fine. Another way is to, like I did with the Western Star here, you have to fix the truck up, then you have to tow it back to the garage, and with it fixed up and running, it makes towing a lot easier. And the other way is, and we'll do that when we find the Twin Steer International, is you have to fix it up, and once it is fully fixed up and fully fueled, then you can jump into it and it belongs to you, and you can recover back to the garage or drive it. And the fourth way is to actually buy the truck. So if you've been watching the previous videos, you know I've been talking about this truck for a while. I really like this truck, and right now it's pretty much junk. It won't go in the mud, it doesn't handle very well, it doesn't pull very well because it is completely stock. Now once we get it upgraded, alright, so we accept that, and this truck is now ours. And I can come back out here and pull the Western Star in. And we have another free truck. So I'm just going to take a look, see. I don't think I have many upgrades for it yet. I do have the engine, which it definitely needs. The 1900 series is just doesn't have enough ass to do anything. And we have to explore Alaska for that, and I have not tried this transmission. I will find the transmission for the Scout trucks for the high range, but I haven't tried it on the big ones. And I will find the off-road here. So I just wanted to see if I have any of the upgrades. And I do want to go to 47s, but I have to install the suspension, and I will find the suspension. So I will find that also. I'm not worried about that. And I have to reach level 12 for the for that. But when I reach level 12, I will put that on there, because you can pretty much up to the top of the mirrors, you can go ahead and water that high with this truck. And once you have that snorkel on there, it'll go. And the engageable I will also find here. And one other customization I want to do, because in my other playthrough I ran the white Western Star in black, so I like the black. If they had a black and white, I might run that, because I do like the two-tone principle, but I don't like the two-tone colors that are available for this truck. And I will eventually, when I have enough money, I will buy another one, because they work very well in tandem. and it will be gray so that I can tell them apart. Okay, so let's go down to our Chevys. I have that one there, but I want to get this one first. And see if we can't get it out of here. Power lines. They're messing with my camera. So I used a scout vehicle to do what it's supposed to do and scout a route. And it turned out pretty good. That way I didn't come up here blind and end up in a place I couldn't get out of. Alright, so up here to the left is the farm, and that is a muddy hell getting through there. But we're going to come up here and we're going to go to the right, and we're going to head to this watchtower. That watchtower is right alongside the road, so it's fairly easy to get to. And I say fairly easy, it's a lot of mud through there. So that's basically what you'll be dealing with. There's the farm, and you have a gate here. You can drive through there. I would not recommend it because you're not going to get far in any of the vehicles you drive. So the normal route is here. If you have a scout vehicle, you can go right along that rock there between that and the fence, and it barely fits. When I have the trucks upgraded, they go through that mud with, if I stay on the right side, they don't have an issue. Just a little bit slow, but they'll pull through it, even with a trailer. So I was saying a lot of mud. Until you open up the roadblock over there, where the garage is, this is basically your only way to get from the garage over here to the farm or the dam or any place. So you'll definitely want to open that road up as soon as you possibly can. It makes it much, much easier. So where's my watchtower? Right over there. You can go around the mud in places, and in some places if you try to go around the mud, it's just more muddy. And another YouTuber that I watch for both this game and The Long Dark is Accurize2. And I've watched him come down here through here a few times, and he avoids the mud. He goes rock crawling. And you can get through the mud. It's not all that bad. So I believe this will also open up 2 upgrades, or maybe just 1. Yeah, maybe just 1. But we will have more objectives to do. And as I said, now I'm pretty much in the mode of I'm going to be doing the next few videos, doing mostly scouting and picking up upgrades. So oh yeah, it's the upgrade up here. And I'm going to go ahead and get it, though it will not, I don't think it fits any of the vehicles that I have right now. So one thing I do want to show you is this trail coming up here. So it's another way that you can get down into this area. There's also a mission down here, and in one of my previous videos I talked about going to the preacher's house. Right up here is the preacher's house, and that's what it's called, the preacher's house. And he has lost his trailer, so you've got to come down here and get it. And boy, is this a pain in the butt. You need the extended winch, but you'll have to come down here and you have to skirt along here. And then when you get near that trailer, if you get too close, if you get out of winch range of a tree, you're stuck there. You're going to have to recover it because you can't pull yourself out. So the best thing to do is back down just as far as your winch will reach, so pull you back out, and then winch the trailer up to you. And then pull your truck forward with the winch, and then winch the trailer to you again. And then you got to come all the way back around here and back up this. So we will do that in another episode. Right now I want to get these maps opened up. And I want to do it with a full tank of gas and a trailer. Because I'm going to go ahead and get a scout fuel carrier. Ooh, and bring that with me. Because there are several missions that I've got to do that are pretty far away. And there's only one gas station on the map, and it's over on this side of the map. I will also find my diff lock on this map. It'll be over near the dam. I remember that one. Oh, you junker. And I do have the autonomous winch. So let's try this again. It's a little easier going down, but not much. And it's fun to come up here sometimes. It's a good place to test a truck and see if an upgrade really improves it. I wouldn't recommend going through that mud. The only scout vehicle that I've had that's went through that mud easily without having to be winched was the Hummer. And it did it with the stock tires on it. Alright, so let's get my fuel trailer. Run up there, get that upgrade. And then I'm going to take this fuel trailer over to the next watchtower and leave it in that vicinity. And you have to watch these rocks because they will cause you damage. And you have to watch this hill because you have a tendency of going very fast, bottoming out there, and either causing damage or rolling your vehicle. And why do I say that? Because I've done it. And I've watched other people do it. So this game had been out for about 2 weeks before I could get it. So I actually watched other people playing it for 2 weeks. And so I don't want to take the trailer up here. I should have dropped it off. So I'll back it up here. And come and get it when I'm done getting the upgrade. So if I remember correctly, it's a little sketchy up here. And I do not want to try to turn a trailer around or haul one up this. So this is the only reason you come up here, is for this one upgrade. Like I said, I don't think I've owned a vehicle that will work on it. I might be wrong. Oh yeah, okay, that's what it was. So it is for the Scout and the Chevy, and it's a smaller engine than what I have in it now. So that's what it was. But there is a nice view up here. Try to go down here in automatic, you're liable to flip it end over end. Because there are a couple of places, and I just passed one, that if you hit it too fast, the front end will dig in. And the back end will follow you. And you'll end up flipping it. That was just a bad backing job. So you can get through here without knocking the fence down. And you can knock the fence down if you need to. And the Chevy will make it through the mud. Matter of fact, right over the gas tanks. If you come along that edge, and then when you get that telephone pole, go to the other side of the telephone pole. It is pretty solid the rest of the way down. And there are plenty of trees that you can winch to help get you through the thick part of the mud. So here's the farm. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So hungry workers. I will accept it, but I'm not going to do that mission for a while. Now, one piece of advice, a warning. On the other side of that building right there, first time I loaded up here, you can go around the silos and go to the other side of that building. And there's a tiny little lake over there. And if you get your vehicle in that lake, you will drown it. And it doesn't look deep, but you will drown it. And you will have to recover back to the garage. That was in my other playthrough. That was my testing area, going along the edge of it. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't look deep, and it's not very big. Man, that is deep. All right. So we are heading for the watchtower, and it is actually down here. I should have went that way. And I can go up here, but this is where I want the trailer anyway. I want the trailer right up in here, and then I'll hit that watchtower and then come back for this watchtower. It'll be easier to go this way, drop the trailer off, and hit the other watchtower, and then come back. And that way I can hit an upgrade that is up here on another road. That is also a good place to test a vehicle, because it is a nasty area. So going that way, I have several missions heading that way, so I'm going to leave the trailer here after I refuel. And we're going to head this direction, head around here, and hit that watchtower. So right there's my road. if you can call it that. And then for the sake of YouTube and dark videos, I'm going to go back to morning. Reduce my wheel spin a little bit. And I believe I should have stayed on the other road. Yep. So we will get back over here. And see if I can get through here. There are times when you can't get through these low-hanging branches. They get caught on your gas cans, and it won't let you through. And just imagine, I'm gonna have to bring big trucks down the road I just came on, hauling concrete slabs. Okay, I have a trailer here. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock that. And it has wood on it. Okay, so my watchtower's out here and it is marred in the mud. So it is not easy to get through there. The last playthrough I had in this, I came over to unlock this watchtower, and I ended up running out of gas about 20 feet from the watchtower. And had to recover back to the garage and come out here and do it again. So there it is. If I were playing the long dark, I'd live like a king. these cattails. See, this is what I was talking about. Sometimes the tree limbs will catch that top rack and it won't let you through. So I need to go over there where those cattails are. If I'm not mistaken, I do have a winch point. And I am mistaken. Maybe I should have went over there through here. Okay, but I can winch myself backwards. Come on, you can do it. So stupid tree limbs again. Much easier way. So see what it opens. A new upgrade location. Solid foundation. So I know where that one is, and it's a pain in the butt. You basically have to come all the way up here, hauling 2 slabs of concrete, and deliver it up there. We do have a ramped flatbed here. I don't remember what it has on it, but I don't think it was anything I needed. So I ended up just getting rid of the cargo and towing it back out of here. When I come this way and I do this mission over here, there's also another mission here and right here. So 3 deliveries. I use 2 trucks, and I come up this way and come back down. It's an easier route. And then I come over here, and this is where I deliver the food. It's also got a trailer here that I can get, and then take 1 truck up here and take care of that. So try to do 4 missions at once. You can get across here. Matter of fact, I don't know if I have the fuel for it. Probably I might. So I may come over here and unlock this watchtower, come over here, fill up, and then come back this way so I can cross over here because there are a couple of upgrades over here once this watchtower is opened up. And I will show you how to cross here because it's big rocks that you go on, and it's actually kind of fun. So we are here. I need to get back out, come around, and I will end up out here somewhere. And then there. This would be much easier if I hooked the mouse up to that. And we have this upgrade here. So I will come and get that upgrade. And then we'll come back down and swing around for this. So yeah, come back out here, and I may be able to do that and then get fuel here. And then swing down here, get this, and then take this little goat trail here up here and go across because I know there's going to be more upgrades over here. And I'm going to take the other Chevy and head up that way. Alright, so let's get at it. The other Chevy I have to, actually I might be able to go through there. The other Chevy I have to take it back to the garage because I'm not sure what kind of winch I have on it. And I'm going to need the battery operated winch. Just in case I have an issue. I thought that'd be an easier path. That's what I get for thinking. Missed my mark by that much. This map offers a lot of degrees of difficulty. So there is one section that I will go up to unlock a watchtower, and it's like you're driving on mostly pavement forever. It winds up through the mountains, and that's on the road heading to Drummond Lake. But there's a lot to do on this map, and it is much bigger than the Black River map. So you spend a lot of time driving. So you want to plan your routes accordingly. And if you could knock out 2 or 3 missions at once, I would recommend it. So you got a nice little area here. And we have an upgrade down here. But they don't make it easy to get to. So there's our upgrade. And I tried a couple of times coming around that way and trying to skirt this rock. And each time I did it, right there where those 2 rocks are sitting on top of other rocks, I ended up rolling the vehicle over. So this is a bigger engine, and it is for the TranStar. So we will be upgrading that one. As a matter of fact, since the TranStar is in the garage, let's take a look and see what it'll do. Oh, TranStar. I was thinking the Paystar. Okay, never mind. Let's take a look at the TranStar. That one. So this is a truck that we will find on this map, and it is absolutely useless. You cannot upgrade it to all-wheel drive. You cannot get a diff lock on it. It is for highway use only. And even at that, there's a lot of blacktop in this area, and it doesn't handle worth a crap on it either. So one of those trucks that the reason you find it, the reason you get it, is so you can get almost $32,000. Alright, so we're going to continue down this road and go to our fuel trailer. Or what passes for a road. Might have been easier just going through the water. Oh, stump. I never even saw that. So this is a strip and dump. As you can see the blocks under the tires where they raised it up and they stripped it and took the tires off of it and dumped it out here so nobody could find it. I've seen a few of those in my day. Actually had a very beautiful car one time. Had a '73 Dodge Charger. with a 440 Pursuit Special in it. Man, that was a one hell of a car. It was back when a car was the size of a boat. And this thing was absolutely mint condition. I was stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and I had a Jeep Wrangler, and to give me something to do on the weekends when I was bored, I just went and got a job at Domino's Pizza, delivering. And like I said, a little extra spending cash and something to do when I was bored. But I quickly realized that delivering pizzas in a Jeep Wrangler was not a fuel-efficient way to do things. So I was looking in the little Auto Trader bulletin they had down there, and I ran across an ad for a lady had put old car for sale, $1,000. I was like, I'm gonna go check it out. And she took me down in the garage, and it was one of those places where the garage was built under the house. And let's refuel. And she pulled the cover off of this car, 73 Dodge Charger, gold in color, an absolutely gorgeous car. And she told me the backstory on it, and her husband was a Dodge dealer. And back in '72, Dodge sent out some of these vehicles to dealers so that the dealers could show them off to local police forces and use them as a pursuit vehicle on the interstates. And her husband owned 2 Dodge dealers in North Carolina. So he wrangled it around that he got 2 of these vehicles. And after the police forces said, nah, we don't want them, because this was back in '72, and they were thinking a little bit better vehicles all around, not just pursuit vehicles. And the fact that it was a 2-door, and the brakes on a Dodge are not known to be good back then. So boy, could you get up to some really good speeds, but slowing back down was kind of sketchy. So anyway, she had one and her husband had one. And she said, you won't believe it, but she said, I really only drove it to church every now and then, and sometimes I would drive it to the store. She said it was just too much car for her. So this is that little area I was talking about. It doesn't look like squat. You get in there and you'll regret it. But I looked at that car and it had not been driven, she said, in about 10 years. And she said that, her husband had passed away. Let's clear those waypoints. And she had decided that she was just going to sell everything off and move in with her daughter down in Florida. So I was a car guy. And I told her, I said, ma'am, don't let anybody rob you. I said, this car is worth way more than $1,000. I said, this car is probably worth $10,000 if it's worth anything. And she looked at me, she said, oh, so you know your cars? I said, yep. And I said, I know a Dodge 440 when I see one. And I said, the engine alone, and it had just over, I think, like 12,000 miles. I said, the engine alone is probably worth $5,000 to somebody restoring a Dodge. And I was telling her all about the car, and I'm pretty sure she already knew all this stuff. And she said, well, honey, she said, you seem to know what you're talking about. She said, I think I would like you to have the car. And I said, ma'am, I can't, there's no way on a soldier's salary that I could afford to pay you what this car's worth. And she said, nope, I advertised it for $1,000. She said, you can have it for $1,000. And we talked back and forth for probably an hour and a half. And I could not talk her into taking more money for that car. So I went to the bank, got $1,000 out, and this was back before cell phones. So stopped at a payphone, called a towing company, told them to bring a flatbed out. I said, don't bring a regular tow truck. And again, this is back in the 90s. I said, you will bring a rollback out there. I want you to pick up this car and take it to my house. So the guy came out, picked up the car, and for the next hour, while he was loading that car and while he was unloading it at my house, he was trying to talk me out of that car. No way. And boy, did I love that car. And I had it appraised, and it was absolutely in immaculate condition. But what I did was, at the house, I went and drained out all the fluids, replaced everything on the motor that was rubber, hoses, everything. Put all new fluids in it, flushed all the systems, and new rubber around all the way around, new tires, and had that thing purring like a kitten. Well, not a kitten, more like a pissed off lion. And I drove that car because I did not want something that just sat in a garage. You only drove on Sundays. I drove the heck out of that car. I loved it so much. And fuel economy was shit in it though. I mean, it got probably 14 miles to the gallon if I was real easy on it. But that was when I jumped on it, I'd go down to about 10 miles to the gallon. Boy, those were some quick 10 miles. But anyway, I bought a little Isuzu pup to deliver the pizzas in. And now that I had that Charger, I really needed that extra job. Let me make sure I know where I'm at here. Yep. So I bought a waterbed from my brother up here in West Virginia. So I was going on 30 days leave, and I was going to take the Dodge with me, but I brought the Isuzu up, and I took the Dodge over and I parked it in my barracks parking lot where my company was. And I brought the Isuzu up, I got the waterbed, I took it back down the same night, and about 3 o'clock in the morning I went over to get my Dodge, and it was missing. Somebody had stolen it. The police found it 3 days later. The person that stole it had put gas cans in the back of it and doused it with gasoline inside and out, and put a brick on the accelerator and sent it down a hill, and it hit one of those big concrete tiers that holds a train bridge over the road. It hit one of those, and the police estimated about 80 miles an hour. Burst into flames, destroyed the entire car. There was nothing left of it. You talk about somebody that was mad. And I still say it was somebody in my unit that knew that I was going on vacation. I was on leave, and thought they would just take it out for a joyride because they knew where I kept the spare keys. There were no keys in the ignition. and the ignition was not popped. I'm sorry, the spare keys were in the ignition, so the ignition was not popped. So it had to be somebody that knew where the spare key was, because I would take a spare key in my vehicles back then and I would tape it to a shock in case I ever got locked out. So it had to be somebody that knew about that, and nobody would admit it, and they probably got scared when I called the MPs and called the police and decided to just get rid of the evidence and make sure that it burned so that they couldn't get fingerprints. So hell of a waste of a damn nice vehicle. So you can get out here and you can go all the way across. Matter of fact, that trailer back there that I just opened up has to come across here. So if you look up and you angle your camera, you can actually see rocks here that you can cross. Now you don't want to go that way because we want to go this way. I have not taken the Chevys across here. Well, I mean, no, we do want to go that way. The bigger trucks can make it without sweeping them down the river. So I am hoping this one can make it without being swept away. But if you do your camera up like this, you can actually see the rocks you can cross. So you have to deliver that trailer over here. Come on, don't flip on me now. And then the same way over here. I forget which side it is. I think it is on this side. Trying to think, yeah, I think this is the only way you can do it is on this side. But that is pretty deep. So let's see if the truck will make it. Oh yeah, so far so good. I think I need to go on the right side of this. The big rock here. But yeah, if you don't turn your camera up, if you're running like this, you're not going to see those rocks. And you can see it is very deep on both sides. So I was watching another guy that I watch, and him and some buddies were doing a co-op mode, and one of them actually toward the middle got the truck out there and fell off that rock and floated way down there and ended up beaching himself and was able to repair the truck and get it out. But he floated forever because the truck didn't sink. another mission trailer. And after all that, I get stuck on a trash can. Alright, so we went over our time limit, and I will probably a little bit of this just fast forward through to get it down to an hour. But in the next episode, we will explore more of this map. And I know there's some upgrades down in here, so I'm going to get the other Chevy back. And I need to bring a vehicle down here to fix this bridge, so we can get across. We can get across without fixing the bridge, but it's much easier. Just fix the bridge. And then we're going to take the other scout and we're going to come up here and we're going to hit some of these watch points. We've got 3 more to go on this map. And we'll have this map opened up and we'll get all these upgrades and start upgrading our trucks. And then we may move into the Drummond map, which is over here, or the Island Lake, which is over here. So if I can get enough upgrades on the Western Star, then we're going to head for this map. Alright, so if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, well, leave a comment. Let me know why. Maybe it's something I can do to change. Always open for suggestions. And I will see you in the next video. So until then, have a good one.